Greetings and welcome to Match Play with Ray Adams. I am at Longbow Golf Club today out in East Mesa, Arizona on a beautiful morning. And as you know, on both of my radio shows for a number of years and this television show, I've been featuring great women in golf. And today I'm joined by one of those great women, Gianna Rojas. Gianna, welcome to Match Play.
Ray, thank you very much. We couldn't ask for a better morning.
Oh, it's just absolutely gorgeous.
Absolutely beautiful.
Little breeze here. They might not be able to see that because we're up on the set.
Yeah.
And we're here for a very special reason because you live in New Jersey, right?
Yes, I do.
So you made the trip to Arizona for a very special reason, and that is this U.S. Disabled Golf Championship.
Yeah.
That's happening all of this week. And we're going to get to that in a few minutes. But Gianna, I've got to start with your story and how you got into golf, because the folks are going to want to know about that. I met Gianna a couple of years ago at the PGA Merchandise Show in Orlando. And when I heard about her story, I not only interviewed her on camera then for a short piece, she came on my radio show, but I then said, remember, I want you on television, Gianna, because you've got a story that will touch the hearts of a lot of people, and it will. Gianna, tell us, how did you get into golf?
Well, I've been known to say I blame it on my husband.
Whose name is Ray.
Whose name is also Ray, so we got a Ray thing going on here.
Yeah.
Well, my husband and my husband's friends, and my husband's friends' wives, used to go out and play golf every Saturday and Sunday morning.
Yeah.
8 o'clock in the morning, they would show up, and they would go out and play their round of golf. Sometimes when my husband would get to the 15th hole, he would be nice enough to call me to come up and meet them and have lunch.
Yeah.
They'd finish up their round, and then I would meet them for lunch. And a lot of times, like all golfers do, they sit around the table and talk about their golf round. I'm there, but I don't really have much to contribute. And then sometimes they would go back out, and then I would go back home. So a lot of the bias is kind of a conditioned bias.
This is a stigma.
Yeah.
This is a societal issue where people are afraid to talk about it, and those that are affected by it, differently abled, such as yourself and millions of others, they don't get to talk about it so much, and so there becomes a gap between all of us in society. Now, obviously, over the last 15, 20, 25 years, things have gotten better.
Yes, much.
But there is still somewhat of a stigma there, and especially in sports. Now, we've seen the Paralympics explode with not only the athletes, but with the fans following. And we've seen all of this on a global level. So it's become very, very different.
It's gotten much better, but it's not there yet.
It's not there yet. And tell us how it's not there. Talk to the folks that might be at home who are differently abled, or they have a friend or a family member that are differently abled. Tell us how it's not so different.
It has gotten better, but again, it's still lack of exposure. I think it's the biggest challenge, because a lot of times, even the parents in the best interest sometimes didn't want to they didn't want me to go there and get beat up and bullied and picked on.
Your parents were protective.
They were, so a lot of parents are, and I think a lot of times parents also have that limiting belief themselves that I may not be able to do this. So just going back a little bit to my childhood and golf, my relationship with golf started way before I met my husband, actually.
Did it really?
When I was a little girl, I was also the March of Dimes poster child for the state of Florida. And it was back in 1972 to 1976 for the 4 years. The national poster child came in to do a photo shoot. And in this photo shoot, this man walks in, and I remember my father turning white. And he comes in and he sits down, and they're doing the photo shoot, and I had the opportunity to sit on his lap and have my photo taken with him as well.
Yeah.
Turns out this man was Arnold Palmer.
Arnold Palmer.
I had no idea who he was, nor did I have any idea where my life was going to take me and have golf be so much a part of my life.
But your dad sure knew who he was,
Yes,
Arnold
he did.
Palmer. Amazing that you would meet Arnold Palmer. And how, do you remember that meeting and how that day went with him?
I have to be honest, I don't remember much about it. I was only 7 or 8 years old.
Are there pictures of that poster?
There is pictures of the national poster child, and then I have the signatures on the back of it, but it's not I don't actually have a picture of me sitting on his lap.
I see. All right.
It was her gig.
So your introduction to golf was with none other than the king himself,
Yeah.
Arnold Palmer, as a
Go
child.
figure.
Did you go on to attempt any other sports or things like that as a child? Were your parents somewhat protective of you doing things like that in those years?
I
Or
don't think it was so much my parents that were holding me back. It was society not accepting me in. If you have a kids in a school and, I get
Yeah.
this one and I get that one and I get this one, oh no, we have to have her because I'm the last one standing.
tell the
Sports
parents at
wasn't good.
home, Gianna, or the friends, the family members, the neighbors, what's the best way to handle someone in their life that is differently abled?
Nothing. Don't do anything different. Allow them to be normal. Get them into any kind of sport. Have them try everything they want to try. Let them be kids.
No
Let them go
limits.
out there. No limits. No limits.
No limits. When we come back, Gianna Rojas is going to tell us, as the one-handed lady golfer, how she joined her husband and friends to play golf and about adaptive golf. Stay with us.
We'll be back with more Match Play right after these messages.
You've heard me talk about Squares golf shoes and how they help you hit the golf ball further. And many of you are saying, oh, come on, Faldo, give us a break. How is that possible? But yes, they do. And it's proven with science.
What we noticed with the Square shoes was the shoe keeps the pressure in a more stable fashion towards inside of the trail heel, allowing pressure to get to the lead side, generating much more club head speed and distance gain.
Visit squares.com. Change your shoes, change your game. Squares, the distance golf shoe.
What's the difference between good and great? Good treats you like a customer. Great treats you like a friend. From saving your haircut details and clip notes to saving you time with online check-in, Great Clips makes your life easier, just like a great friend should. Great Clips, it's gonna be great.
Golf gloves have been around for over a century, but they never seem to stand the test of time. It's time to stop playing short-lived, frail, crusty leather gloves and start playing with game-changing Claw golf gloves. Exclusive silicone palm provides consistent grip that never blackens, hardens, or tears. Breathable mesh promotes outstanding airflow, keeping hands cool and sweat-free. Add in being machine washable, the Claw delivers more rounds than typical stale old leather gloves. Golfers, it's time to expect more from your golf glove.
As I approach any green, I'm already engaging in a putt. And walking up here, I could see this green slopes right to left. I've got an uphill putt. So I'm gonna take my on-point 3D ball marker, and I'm gonna guess that this putt's breaking a cut, maybe a touch more. But what I really love about it is the visualization I have from above. And looking at this, I think I need to adjust, add just a touch more break. Right, take a look from back here, and I absolutely love where the ball marker's pointed. I think we're lined up great. If I like to put a line on my ball, it's easy to line up with the on-point marker. The only thing left to do is execute. When I stand over a putt, really the only two things I'm thinking about are hitting this putt really solid and good speed.
Feel the need for the right speed.
Talk to me, gooseneck. Looks dangerous.
Lock it in, baby. Lock it in.
Never leave your wingman.
Never, ever
Leave your wingman.
Every player needs a wingman.
Is that Bernhard?
Oh, great, Langer. You know why I play Tour Edge? Because I win with it.
Pound for pound, nothing comes close.
And now back to Match Play with your host, Ray Adams.
Welcome back to Match Play. I'm with Gianna Rojas, the one-handed golf lady. And Gianna, let's get right to how you started playing golf with your husband. Now, we talked about it earlier, but how did you actually end up, well, playing the game?
Well, to be honest, that was another challenge. We really didn't have instructors that were able to teach. There was nobody out there going, hey, lady, I can teach you to play one-handed golf.
Now, when you told Ray, your husband, hey, I don't want to just join you for lunch, I want to play,
Yeah.
What did he say?
Well, we both, when I went to him, I said, I want to find out how I can play. And we started searching around, try to find out what kind of resources were available. Really couldn't, there wasn't nothing that was right there. There was not really a list of instructors that I could say, okay, well, these people have adaptive teaching experience, and then somebody. So for instance, if I come to your beginner's clinic and they start teaching you gripping, one hand goes here and the other hand goes here, well, you've pretty much lost me.
Yeah.
So we just started playing around with it. We started talking to different instructors. We had Hank Haney. We had an opportunity to speak with him and show him which way we were going. And so most of it was trial and error. But a lot of trial, a lot of error. And then all of a sudden it clicked. The big messages that we have is don't say can I, say how can I?
Yeah.
Because that how affords you the trial and error to try it. And if you're howing yourself instead of canning yourself, can I try, it doesn't work, no I can't.
Now you continued to play, you persisted through this learning curve for how long?
The learning curve probably took about 3 to 4 years really to get it until it clicked.
Were you going out to the course during that time, or did you wait to learn how to do this as a one-handed lady golfer and then go out? How did that work?
Most of the learning experience was at the driving range. Because I also have, if I'm not hitting as far as everybody else, I'm going to be slowing, or I get that kind of thing in my head, and I'm going to slow everybody down, so I start rushing.
What reactions did you get from other people around you during these years?
Well, actually, that's how I came up with my name, my personal brand, because that's what people are saying when they see me anyways. Oh, did you see that one-handed lady golfer? Did you see that? And I have found where I can feel people staring, and it's okay, because I want them to see that people that have some sort of a difference, we can modify, we can adapt our equipment, we can adapt our swing, we can adapt our all of it, and just make it work.
What kind of a game do you have today?
Well, I am respectable enough to get out there and play even on the biggest courses and with the best of the best. I also know when I am not in a competition, I know I can pick up. And I really don't worry that much about the scorecard. I'm really more about having that experience of being out there, being able to go out. And that's really why I started, was because I really wanted to go out and be with my husband. Sitting and talking with a friend of mine, and she said, you kind of got something here. So we Googled to see what URLs were available, and adaptive golf was taken. And then I really wanted to come from the golfer's perspective and find the needs from the golfer's end. So we added the ERS, so now it's adaptive golfers. And really it is become a resource hub. We've positioned ourselves more as a liaison, a concierge between the industry and between the individuals who have the challenges. Whether it's cognitive, physical, sensory health, age-related, illness, injury, doesn't matter what it is. We'll try to help match people with programs. We will help match people with instructors. And then on the other end of it, coming down from the top, we also advocate and are ambassadors for many different amazing organizations. And also we have now become an LPGA approved education provider, so that we can actually train the teaching professionals that already know how to teach golf. We don't want to teach them to teach golf. We want to teach them how to teach a different type of golf, something that will be able to take from the golfer's abilities out.
So you've got an entire organization that provides all these different resources for teachers to help teach people that are differently abled, as well as the differently abled people that want to get into golf or they want to improve in golf. Now, you continue to play competitive golf. You're here this week for the U.S. Disabled Open Golf Championship. Tell me about that.
Well, Jason Fairclough is also a dear friend of mine. And about 2012, he really had this brainchild idea. He went over and played in a disabled tournament, the British Open, British Disabled Open, and he came back and he said, I want to do that here. I want to do that here in the U.S. for our individuals that have challenges. So the RNA and the USGA have put together a world rankings for golfers with disabilities. So this is on the World Amateur Rankings. Actually, you can go out to their webpage and you'll find there's Stableford, there's Net, and there's Gross. So this event is really a culmination of people of all different abilities. Many of us are on that world rankings, and we'll get our points added to that.
That's wonderful.
So it's
Now
amazing.
this is a three rounds, 18 holes, full championship golf course.
Yes.
There's almost upwards of around 100 people from all over the country coming to play. How many women are involved in this tournament?
4.
4. Now I ask you that because I wanted you to tell us 4.
Yeah.
Are Are ladies growing in the differently abled in this category of golf? Are women in golf growing in this area?
Yes, and I am making a very, very intentional effort to bring more attention to young girls and women, especially those young girls, because if some 13-year-old girl can see this and see me and say, hey, mommy, if she can I?
Yeah, sure.
Then it's the whole purpose of why we're doing this.
And you know, Gianna, I know that Ping has been a wonderful sponsor of you. Tell me what they do to help you be able to not only continue to play the game, but play in a U.S. Disabled Open Championship and be world ranked.
Well, Ping has been very enthusiastic for many, many years, way before I even came on the scene. I have a relationship with Ping through their engineering department, and Ping has just done some amazing, innovative changes and things that they can tweak for clubs that really help us be able to play to our best of our potential.
Yeah, the
so we can play our best.
Gianna, thank you so much for being on the show today and for traveling all the way from New Jersey, of course, to play in this U.S. Disabled Open Championship at Longbow Golf Club in Mesa, Arizona. I can't tell you how much I thank you for being one of my great women in golf. Give me one of those special...
A stump bump, I call it.
A stump bump. Thank you so much. It's been so great to have you on the show today. And make sure that you go to the website for Adaptive Golfers and get into some of those resources. Let Gianna help you. You'll be able to reach her and all the folks there so that you can continue to enjoy this game and help others enjoy the game too. And when we come back, I have himself, John K. Solheim, the president of Ping, joining us. Stay with me.
We'll be back with more match play right after these messages.
Introducing Flag Assist, the simple, easy-to-use pin attachment that's changing the way people play the game. Flag Assist attaches to the flag pin to allow for faster, easier ball retrieval while eliminating turf damage around the cup. Fully allowable under the rules of golf, Flag Assist is customizable, creating new avenues for course promotion, advertising revenue, and enhanced guest experiences. Visit flagassistgolf.com to see what it can do for your course.
Bobby Jones, 30 years of classic style for the modern man, now brings you the Jones Performance Cotton Polo. Lightweight and luxurious cotton hand feel with moisture-wicking comfort. The Jones Performance Cotton Polo is engineered with an exclusive blend of carefully selected cotton and the optimal balance of modal and spandex. It's the perfect combination of classic styling and modern fabric technology. Designed for comfort, engineered for performance, and built to last. Look good and stay comfortable, whether you're out on the town or out on the course. The Jones Performance Cotton features a 3-button placket with the iconic Bobby Jones player embroidery. For superior comfort, style, and versatility. Get it all in the Jones Performance Cotton Polo.
I think it's important to start your day by getting your energy flowing and your body ready. That's great, but some days I need more. If you want to be great at something, it takes hard work and focus. Other times, I want more. There's nothing better than finding time to slow down for a meal with family and friends. Is there a chance of even more? It's absolutely amazing when you can sit around a fire to finish off the day. I'm so glad I found a place for all my mores. Quality products at a fair price.
The work that makes our courses playable also protects a diverse ecosystem of wildlife. And it's all done by your golf course superintendent. Return the favor. Say thanks today.
And now back to match play with your host, Ray Adams.
Welcome back, and thanks for joining. And John K. Solheim, the president of Ping Golf Club Company, here with me today on Match Play with Ray Adams. John, thank you so much for joining and for being a part of this. And your sponsorship of this U.S. Disabled Open Championship is really a special thing. I mean, they couldn't do it without you. And I really want to talk about Ping and the things you're doing for differently abled people all over the world, for that matter. But before we do, let's talk a little bit about you. Of course, I've met your dad and I've met your uncle and some of the other family members, been to the Ping complex here in the Phoenix area, and met you there a few years ago very briefly. And there were a couple of things that I did not know about you until one of your family members helped me out. You are an ASU Sun Devil. You studied engineering, graduated summa cum laude, I understand.
Yes.
And he's a stick. He's an excellent golfer. You would expect that. John, tell me about growing up in the famous Solheim family and a little bit about your grandfather, Karsten.
Boy, just a great opportunity. Just kind of feel very blessed to be in that family. Not everybody gets to be born into a great family, so I just feel very blessed to have that opportunity. I would say it put a lot of pressure on me golf-wise growing up. So I would say I wasn't the best junior golfer, and just because everybody expects you to be the best or whatever.
Did you feel like you had to be?
I didn't feel like I had to be. Just feel like everybody expected it, and then when you went out and didn't do that, it just put a lot of pressure. Now that I'm older, I don't really care anymore, and most of my golf is fun golf, and so my handicap's low now because it's all fun golf. But if you put me in tournaments, oh yeah, I don't want any part of this tournament or anything like that. I don't like the pressure putts.
Tell me about the Ping technology. You're an engineer. Tell me about the Ping technology and what you're doing with golf right now in this technological boom in all of golf equipment.
Yeah, so I would say when you look at our equipment compared to our competitors, if I was just briefly we have the best balanced design out there. So our clubs do everything well. When we design and we don't get blindsided just on one goal, we understand golf clubs are meant to hit out of the rough, out of the fairway, and we design clubs that can hit all the shots, give a good balance of forgiveness, distance, kind of hit all the boxes. We've got several models of irons, all the way from the best players in the world to the most forgiving irons in the marketplace.
Sure, and of course you have the famous gold vault at the Ping complex. I've been in the gold vault. For any tournament that's won by a person playing with a Ping set of clubs or putters or whatever,
Ping putter, yeah.
a Ping putter, you strike.
We make two, one coated in gold for the player and one coated in the gold for our vault.
And it goes in the Ping gold vault. I've seen it. It's quite impressive. Hundreds and hundreds, of course, of Ping putters in there. John, when you look at the technology of golf today and you take your technology, your engineering, how do you tweak that? How do you change that to help these differently abled players this week at a U.S. Disabled Open Championship? How do you do that?
Yeah, so I mean, to me, just in general, when we talk about our clubs, we've got the best technology out there, but where we differentiate ourselves is we're great at fitting. So we can take that technology, and if it's not properly fit for the individual golfer, you really don't get the benefits of all that technology. So that's what, with the adaptive fitting that we're doing out here, it's just like a logarithmic factor of, regular golfers and fitting them, and now taking someone who's got different abilities and adopting them for, one arm, one leg, all those different things. So our engineers love the challenge of it. They love seeing people come out. We're all passionate about golf, seeing these adaptive golfers, passionate about golf and doing whatever we can to give them the best equipment so they can go out and win this tournament.
How do you differentiate when companies or when organizations or the U.S. Disabled Open Championship context Ping, how do you decide, hey, we want to sponsor that. We want to get involved with differently able golfers? Because I don't know that every single golf manufacturing company is doing that. Why Ping?
Yeah, I mean, so I to be honest, I don't know what our competitors are doing. I think the whole industry is very supportive with this. So I don't think we're above everybody else on how we support different ability golfers. For us, this is in our hometown, and it was just a no-brainer that, hey, we want to be a part of this. Even if it's not here, we want to be a part of it. So it was an easy ask, easy yes.
Tell me about adaptive golfers and people that are differently abled. What do you see the growth of that being and your involvement in that on a global basis?
Yeah, so I would say fortunately right now golf is growing on all fronts. Since COVID hit and people need to socially distance, we've seen a big boom in golf, which has been exciting. So it's also applied to the adaptive golfers where they're growing too. And that just gets us excited because golf is a great sport for them. It's a great opportunity to go out and work on their skills and just enjoy a game and enjoy their life.
All right, John Solheim talking about adaptive golfers and people that are differently abled, and being supportive of that here at this big golf tournament happening in Mesa this week. Let's go to one more though, because I've got to go back to your engineering, I've got to go to Ping's technology, and I've got to go to what's going on with golf right now. We talk about bombing and gouging, we talk about distance, we talk about the ball, things happening with technology all over the world with golf. What's your take on it, John?
My take is the game's in a pretty good place. We got more golfers playing golf right now. They're loving it. They're not all going out and breaking par. Very few are going out and breaking par. So I don't think we have an issue where the game's too easy. I think it's pretty cool that certain golfers out there have dedicated their lives to hitting their ball far. And the amount of working out, the exercise, the regimen they go through to do that, to me, it's the risk reward. And it's when you hit it that far, it's just as easy to hit it that far out of bounds too. So, you know, I hate to take away from the average golfer distance from their game and make the game more frustrating for them, because right now we've got so much momentum in the game. Everybody's loving the game. And I think it's super fun to watch those guys that hit it further than everyone else. They don't win every tournament. They win a couple tournaments here and there, and it's fun golf to watch.
All right, John Solheim gave you some of the best advice a few moments ago when he said he himself doesn't like the pressure putts. He wants to go out and he wants to have some fun, and I know you do too. And there's so many ways to do that. There's so many great courses all over the world. Make sure you get out and play some wonderful golf, no matter how differently abled you may be. And make sure you go to Gianna Rojas' website at Adaptive Golfers and find out about those resources. Don't forget about that either, to help you or those you know that are differently abled. Golf truly is a game of inclusion for everybody, everywhere. Right, John?
Yep.
Thank you so
Well
much for
said.
being with me today.
Thank you.
And thank you for being with me today too. And stay tuned to Match Play TV for more to come.
Huh, Ridgeback. Ridgeback? That's pretty cool. So it's a brace for the face?
Ridgeback, like the dog.
I'm really a cat guy. So what is it?
The best feeling and longest metalwoods you'll ever hit.
Was that Bernhard?
Oh, great, Langer.
You know why I play Tour Edge? Because I win with it.
Pound for pound, nothing comes close.